Have you ever woken up from a strange dream and wondered what it meant? Dreams can often feel like messages from our subconscious, but what are they really trying to tell us? Today, we're going to explore some common dream themes and their meanings to get to the bottom of this. We're going to look at flying, my personal favorite, water, falling, being chased, and buildings and houses. I will put timestamps down below for each of them. So let's get started and sit back and relax as we get into a little book reading ASMR as we explore my favorite themes, dream interpretations. So let's begin with falling. Maybe the most common dream that many of us have experienced from our earliest memories of dreams. So let's go ahead and get a little bit of insight on what the meanings of that can be. A fall in a dream outlines the need to be grounded, to take care within a known situation. We may be harmed by being too pedestrian. To dream of falling shows a lack of confidence in your own ability. We may feel threatened by a lack of security, whether real or imagined. We fear being dropped by friends or colleagues. Falling has come to be interpreted as surrender, and with moral failure of not being as one should. Statistically, dreams of falling are one of the most common types of dreams. They tend to occur during the first stage of sleep and are often accompanied by muscle contractions. Muscle contractions of the arms and legs, sometimes of the whole body. These are known as myoclonic jerks. Myoclonic jerks. We may feel we are slipping away from a situation, essentially that we are losing our place or our ground that we are rooted in. This can be because of others' negative influence. By the way, let me know in the comments below if you have had any of these dream symbols yourself, and also if there are ones I didn't mention that you are curious about. Now we also have this book right here, the A to Z Dream Dictionary. Let's double check so we have multiple sources. I just love the sound of page turning. It's so relaxing. All right. So, according to this dictionary, fall or falling symbolizes loss of confidence, threat to usual sources of security, such as relationships, source of money, social image, such as a loss of face or sustaining beliefs, falling into temptation, coming down to earth from too lofty of an attitude, or surrender. Occasionally, if we use fantasy and thought to get away from the real world, or if we use entertainment, alcohol, socializing to escape from inner pain and conflict, when these distractions are taken away and reality breaks through again, there is a sense of falling and threat. So falling may depict this fear of being faced with inner feelings. A person falling wish to be rid of them, or anxiety in regard to what they represent. A house falling down can symbolize personal stress, personal change and growth due to letting old habits and attitudes crumble. Falling into an abyss usually symbolizes a fear of failure, fear of meeting one's own depths of feeling and the hidden side of oneself. Going fast to an edge and falling could mean overwork or danger of breakdown and health. Seeing things fall can be a sense of danger or change in regard to what is represented. Very interesting. I like how the two books gave the same idea, but from two different angles with their own nuances. All right, let's move on to flying. Flying. A great deal of will, effort, and learning can be involved in flying dreams. This aspect of flying connects with the gaining of independence and the expression of one's potential. Adler saw flying dreams. Wait, who's Adler? I love the name of the author of this book. It's so appropriate for this. Tony Crisp. Tony Crisp. Crisp. That's definitely a trigger word. Alright. Flying dreams can be suggestive of confidence. So really it's the reverse of the falling dream. Whereas the falling dream can symbolize a lack of confidence, flying symbolizes an abundance of confidence. And the ability to solve present life problems. They portray the overcoming of obstacles, the gravity of life, or the things that pull down one's enthusiasm. The people who have them are often positively directing their life. Flying also expresses the dealing with other internal influences that hold us down, such as self-doubt, anxiety, and depression. There is a negative side to flying that depicts how we flee from internal trauma or fear by disassociating feelings and mind from reality. Flying alone occurs most frequently, showing the independent aspect of flying, but because it often involves positive feelings of pleasure, flying may depict our sexuality as in the example below, especially aspects of it expressing freedom from social norms and restraints. Example, I knew I could fly. I picked up a young woman I felt love for and flew with her. Laughingly, I felt like Superman and flew easily. Okay, I love this part. Some researchers believe flying dreams often precede lucid dreams. So if you're having flying dreams, you are on the cusp, right about to have lucid dreams. That's so cool. Let's double check the other book. See if it can give us more nuances. Flying is a common image when seeking spiritual freedom. To be flying upwards is to be moving towards a more spiritual appreciation of our lives. While to be flying downwards is to be making an attempt to understand the subconscious and all that it entails. Flying in dreams denotes freedom from physical inhibitions and is a recognized aspect of astral travel. Astral travel, my favorite thing. The soul's ability to transcend its physical existence and of lucid dreaming. In the latter, until proficiency is gained, the realization that we are flying is enough to have us lose the ability. Conventionally, to dream of flying is to do with sexuality, but it would probably be more accurate to look at it in terms of lack of inhibition and freedom. We are releasing ourselves from limitations that we impose on ourselves. How interesting. Okay, the next topic, I guess we'll stay with this book. The next common dream symbol is water. Water is such a life-giving force that it symbolizes the flow of life energy itself. It is a rather mysterious substance, given that it has the ability to flow through, around, and over objects. It has the quality of being able to wear away anything that gets in its way. It can symbolize spiritual rebirth. Water symbolizes our emotions under all sorts of different circumstances, so images associated with it are very evocative. Below are some representations. Bathing can suggest purification. Dams, islands, and other obstacles are conscious attempts to control the force of water and therefore our emotions. Diving represents going down into the unconscious, or perhaps trying to find the parts of ourselves that we have suppressed. Drowning highlights our ability to push things into the unconscious, only to have them emerge as a force that can overcome us. Floods represent the chaotic side of us, which is usually uncontrollable. This side requires attention. When it wells up and threatens to overwhelm us. Fountains suggest womanhood. A lake, like a pool, can symbolize a stage of transition between the conscious and the spiritual self. When come upon unexpectedly, it can give us the opportunity to appreciate and understand ourselves. To be reflected in a pool indicates we need to come to terms with our shadow. We must learn to accept that there will be a part of ourselves that we do not like very much. When harnessed, it can give us much energy for change. Overflows and overflowing can signify an excess of energy, often emotion that is too much to be contained. Rivers or streams always represent our lives and the way that we live them. It will depend on our attitude as to whether we see our life as a large river or a small stream. If the river is rushing by, we may feel that life is moving too quickly for us. If we can see the sea as well as the river, we may be aware that a great change needs to occur, or that attention must be paid to the unconscious within. Crossing a river indicates great change. If the river is very deep, we should perhaps be paying attention to the way we relate to the rest of the world. If the river is frightening, we are perhaps creating an unnecessary difficulty for ourselves. If the water in the river appears to be contaminated, we are not doing the best that we can for ourselves. Seas or oceans very often represent cosmic consciousness. I was just going to say seas and oceans, what I'm most drawn to. And not surprisingly, a representation of cosmic consciousness. That is the original chaotic state from which all life emerges. Inherent in that state is all knowledge, i.e. completeness. Although that may be obscured by our fear or deep emotion, by our fear of deep emotion, we do not fear that which we understand. A shallow sea suggests superficial emotion. The waves in the sea represent strong emotion and passion, either negative or positive. To be conscious of the rise and fall of the tides is to be conscious both of the passage of time and the rise and fall of our own emotions. Waterfalls symbolize any emotion that reaches the stage where it must spill over in order to become manageable. Water is usually taken in dreams to symbolize all that is emotional and feminine. Water can also stand for our potential and our ability to create a new life for ourselves in response to our own inner urgings. Water also represents cleansing, being able to wash away the contamination we experience in everyday life. Water appears often as an image in dreams with so many different meanings that it's possible only to suggest some probable ones. Entering water suggests new beginnings, and being immersed in water is a return to the womb and can suggest birth. Flowing water symbolizes peace and comfort, while rushing water symbolizes passion. Deep water suggests the unconscious and can also indicate that we feel out of our depth, while shallow water can represent a lack of essential energy. To be on the water or on a boat can represent indecision or a lack of emotional commitment, while to be in the water but not moving can suggest inertia. Going down into water indicates a need to renew one's strength. To go back to the beginning while coming up out of the water suggests a fresh start. That one went very, very in depth. Let's see if we can pull just a couple points from the second book. So once again, the first thing referenced is emotions. Water is symbolic of our emotions, moods, and the flow of feeling energy. Because of the nature of water, it lends itself to depicting how we relate to our own feelings. For instance, one can drown in or feel swept away by their emotions. At other times, we can feel cleansed and refreshed. It also represents our potential to experience many emotions, because water can take any shape or move in so many ways. So, basically, water symbolizes our emotional worlds, both conscious and subconscious, and the way to figure out what this particular dream is trying to tell you is to see the context and the feeling that it creates. Is it a feeling of calm and peace and relaxation, or is it a more tumultuous, intense kind of feeling that can help guide you into what the subconscious meanings of this dream are? Moving along, being chased. That's a very common one. Now, off the top of my head, I think a lot of anxiety a lot of these dreams stem from anxiety bubbling up inside us and kind of overflowing, and some kind of fears and things like that. But let's see what the books have to say. Dream dictionary first. Okay, chased. We are in a real sense pursued by what we have created with our thoughts, emotions, actions, and inactions. What we are avoiding might be sexual feelings, responsibility, expressing what we really feel in public, sense of failure, guilt, emotional pain, fear, or grief. But it might be our creativity, love, or a passionate response to living, our deepest wisdom and oneness with things. We can never escape from ourselves, so such feelings may pursue us through life unless we meet them. If you're being chased by an animal, one's passions, anger, and natural feelings. By a thing or a shadowy creature can usually mean a past experience or trauma, a hurt from childhood. If we are being chased by the opposite sex, we may be afraid of love and connection and intimacy, or be haunted by a past relationship. Now, if you are the one chasing in the dream, maybe something you are pursuing in life, something or someone that you want. Okay, let's check the 10,000 Dreams book. Spiritually, the image of being chased or pursued suggests either fears of our own actions or is a play on words, as in chaste with a T, trying to preserve our innocence. Being chased by shadows shows the need to escape from something previously repressed, such as past childhood trauma or difficulty. To be chased by an animal generally indicates we have not come to terms with our own passion. Dreaming of being chased or trying to escape is perhaps one of the most common dreams. Usually we are trying to escape responsibility, our own sense of failure, fear, or emotions we can't handle. It is not unusual for a woman to dream she is being pursued in dreams. The implication is that she has something special which she does not wish to relinquish. If a man is being chased by a woman, or that which he cannot identify, then it usually is in response to his fear of being consumed. It says consult the section on animals and the entry for hunt, hunting, and huntsman. Okay, very interesting. Speaking of being chased by wild animals, hello pretty girl, hello. Okay, what are you trying to look at? She was sniffing the zoo dream meaning, zoo. Dreaming of being in a zoo suggests the need to understand some of our natural urges and instincts. Alright, does that answer your dream questions? The house is popularly known as the seat of the soul, and in spiritual terms links us to the way we are in the world. A house represents security and safety, and therefore signifies protection. In psychological terms, the house also signifies the life that we live, the protections we create, and the structure we present to other people. In dreams, the different rooms and parts of the house represent the various aspects of our personality and life experiences. There are several interpretations given below in one such set. Attic. Dreaming of being in an attic is to do with past experiences and old memories. Interestingly, it can also highlight family patterns of behavior and attitudes that have been handed down. Basement and cellar. The cellar most often represents the subconscious and those things we may have suppressed because of an inability to handle them. A basement can also highlight the power that is available to us, provided we are willing to make use of it. Often associated with self-image and self-confidence, we may not have come to terms with our own charisma and personal power and prefer to keep it hidden. Bedroom. The bedroom portrays a place of safety where we can relax, and be as we wish. Chimney. As a passage from one state to another and a conductor of heat. In dreams, the chimney can indicate how we deal with our inner emotions and warmth. Hall. The hallway in a dream is illustrative of how we meet and relate to other people. Library. Our minds and how we store information we receive can appear as a library. Okay. Okay, and now let's double check the dream dictionary. See if everything aligns or if we have a little bit more nuanced perspectives. Houses and buildings. A house nearly always refers to yourself, depicting your body and attributes of personality. Thus, if we take a large house with its many functional rooms, the library would represent the mind. The bathroom, the cleansing or renewal of good feelings. The bedroom, one's sexuality or intimacy. The roof, one's protectiveness or coping mechanisms. But these parts of the building may also be seen as different parts of your body. Large public buildings such as hospitals, factories, etc. depict particular functions, suggested by their nature, such as work or healing. But of course, if the house or building has a personal connection, the house you live in, a place you have worked, then you need to define what is the essential feelings about such. If a house or building has a quality of some other type of construction, or such as a library feeling like a factory, or a house feeling like a church, both aspects should be accepted as important. Falling down or a destroyed house or building is something that is passing away or has passed. This can refer to a way of life or a particular personality style. Let's see. A castle. Ooh, the other book didn't talk about castles. A castle can be feelings of security or insecurity, defensive attitudes, the way we defend ourselves against attack, past attitudes that may have been necessary in childhood to defend ourselves while strengthening our identity. How interesting. I wouldn't have guessed that about castles. So I will make sure to have timestamps for you below of the different themes we discussed today. And if you want to remember your dreams and figure out what messages your subconscious is sending you, the best, most powerful way to do that is by keeping a dream journal, keeping it right next to your bed, and writing down as soon as you wake up. Even if you do not remember your dreams, and all you write down is, I did not remember my dreams tonight. That itself will train your mind to prioritize dreams, and you're more likely the next day to remember them when you wake up. So let me know in the comments if any of these dream symbols have come across your nighttime world, and if there are any dreams that you've had, strange dreams or recurring dreams that you've had that I did not mention here. So I'd love to read about that, and I hope you have a magnificent night with the most delicious, beautiful dreams that hopefully you will write down in the morning so that you can have more insight. And the more you write your dreams down, the greater your chances of lucid dreaming the following night. So with that, sweet, sweet dreams to you. And until next time.